What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. Don't laugh at it or I'll kill you. What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing this boss of a machine because this is not just the normal Audi R8. This is the R8 V10 Plus. Before we review it though, if you happen to have a nice car and you don't mind us reviewing it, DM us on Instagram, the links will be in the description. Today we will check out its engine, exterior and the interior, and then we will do a sound check, and finally we're gonna take it for a small drive and launch it into the sidewalk.
Stupid.
The first thing we will look at as usual is engine. This wagon is car in German, though they do make wagons, well, station wagons.
Rapidly moving on.
This Audi R8 comes with a crazy naturally aspirated 5.2 liter V10 engine, but because this is the Plus version, it comes with 610 horsepower and it does 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds. Now let's take a look at the headlights. They look very well and nicely designed, feels very artistic, and most importantly, does look very expensive. Under and next to that you got grills. Honeycombed, I don't know why they give them such weird names, but here's what you need to know. Tons of holes for airflow to cool your brake, and in the middle, on the sides and on the top, it's not functional. However, you do get some holes for airflow, so you can put your credit card in there to get some cold air to kind of breathe after what you've done to it to obviously buy this car. And speaking of trunk, let's take a look at the trunk space you get with this car. Access your trunk on the door panel. There's a button that has a trunk release. As well as on the key, you also got a trunk release. It does not extend all the way up. Trunk space. You don't seem to get much space. However, from the looks of it, you can fit a briefcase in there and some bananas on the side and maybe an apple in the middle and probably a watermelon next to your briefcase and obviously your credit card that we spoke about earlier. Moving on to the side, you get this very sporty brushed look, then you get this sharp line that creates a dent that goes into the side vent.
Aerodynamics.
You also get this carbon fiber trim that used to be bigger on the older R8, but now they made it smaller because people were complaining. So hopefully you weren't one of those people who were complaining about a big carbon panel. You then get these very weirdly advanced looking wheels. Of course, 20-inch wheels with massive carbon ceramic brake discs that will surely help you stop faster because coming around the back, the first thing you notice is this massive glass panel that holds your V10 engine. Obviously it's a see-through glass panel for the less fortunate to stand and see like I am right now. You also get these very nicely designed futuristic timeless taillights, and under that you have a massive air vent for the engine to release air like I do sometimes. And up here you get a very nice fixed carbon fiber spoiler, and all the way down there you get a very nice carbon fiber diffuser. Next to that you get these massive exhaust tips, and knowing that you have a V10 under the hood, it can only sound like this. And finally, we are inside the Audi R8 V10 Plus. Very nice R8 seats, comfortable and sporty. They feel like they will hold you down on high speeds, which is good. It's a bit of a maze, this car is. It's very simple and it makes it very complicated. I'm used to very big touchscreens and this car offers no big touchscreen. I'm used to very complicated climate control systems, but this car offers a very simple climate control system. You move this dial for fan speed, this for temperature, and this dial for air direction. And it is as simple as it needs to be. Some cars make it very complicated that you don't even need climate control in it anymore because of how complicated it is. Now real quick, let's take a look at the steering wheel. You obviously have your start, stop, engine button, which you don't get anywhere else in the car other than here. Under that you have your exhaust button, and on the other side you have your launch control button. This checkered flag is the launch control, or where you activate the launch control, and next to that you have your drive select. And under climate control you have your traction control, your hazard light. Under that, the gear selector, it is a bit weird because you don't have park. Park is right here. So whatever you press here, your car will automatically go in park. You also have an electronic handbrake, and up here you have a tracking pad for when you get to write on the dashboard, because this is really where the infotainment system is. So let's take a look at it. And this is your dashboard. It is fully digital, and there are many different modes and many different looks you can choose, but I don't want to mess around with it too much. There's obviously a couple of ways to control it. You can either use the steering wheel to control it, or you can use this control dial in the middle here, and then you can pick and do all the different things with your dashboard. And of course you have cruise control, and the mirrors are fully adjustable, as if they wouldn't be in a car this expensive. You get some AC vents here that look very nice, some tiny AC vents here that also look very nice, and same thing on the passenger side. And in terms of practicality, since I got into cars, everybody's always been saying that the Audi R8s are the daily sports car. And in terms of engine reliability, yes, it could be. However, is it practical enough on the inside to be a daily? Well, let's find out. You get a storage space here. This should have been carbon fiber, but it's not. But here's the thing, you get a nice storage space. You can probably fit a phone and a couple of USB ports, and you get an AUX cord port. If you have some water bottles or a drink that you want to fit somewhere, the cup holders in here are hilarious. Now this whole thing should open, but only this opens. You get two cup holders. One is slightly bigger than the other, but it's just very unpractical. If you and your passenger have a drink, yours will most likely fit, but the passengers won't. And that's it pretty much. Maybe they could have added something where you could lift up the whole thing and add something under, but I guess not. And as we mentioned earlier, you get some storage space back there. And on the sides of the doors, you get very minimal space. You'd be lucky if you can fit a very small water bottle there. Alright guys, so here's the thing. We can't launch the car, but we're gonna take it for a little drive, and I'll let you know how responsive it is and how nice it feels to be driven on the road. But we're gonna take it easy because these tires need to be changed as soon as possible for the owner. And we've been friends for a very long time, so I don't also want to lose a very close friend over an Audi R8 V10 Plus.
He's lying to you.
Anyways, let's take it for a little drive and see how it's like. So guys, this is the first time I drive an Audi R8, let alone a V10. This car is so responsive. I drive my EcoBoost Mustang like it is the best thing in the world. And to be honest with you, I like to call myself a crazy driver, but this is terrifying, because it's just, you give it a bit of gas and the car is moving. The car is moving. So we are in a very residential area, so I don't want to be the guy flooring an Audi R8 V10 Plus, or do I? No, I'm joking, I don't. Am I?
I don't know, Jeff.
So in terms of comfortability, it is comfortable. I am very comfortable right now, and I feel like I'm just cruising. Yes, there is a bit of a push, there's a bit of aggression, but at the same time, it's comfortable. As long as you're not stepping on the gas pedal, and as long as you're not in sports mode or any of these modes, you'll be just fine. This drives great, but if you wanted to give it a bit of a push, it goes. Obviously it goes, of course it's gonna go, and it's so sharp on corners as well. Obviously we're not going all that fast, but it's very precise, and if it's that precise, it's always going to be precise even on high speeds, because in the end of the day, this car goes 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. So if you had enough money to buy a car like this, should you buy this car or should you buy something else? And the answer is yes, of course. If you have the money to afford this car, you should definitely go for it, because as many people always say, it is a very reliable car, and it is a daily driver of a sports car. We're just gonna give it a bit of a push, because I really want to give it a bit of a push, just a small push. Oh, tiny push, but it's great. It is very responsive. If you have the money for a car like this, you should definitely be buying it and not buying other things, because as time passes and the years go on, we're not going to see V10s anymore, and then we're not going to see V8s anymore, and then we're probably never going to see V6s again. It's probably going to be 4 cylinders, and then after that 4 cylinders are going to go, and then we're going to be driving electric cars that have no sound. Good thing this car does make a sound, and it sounds really good. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed today's review. We got more cars coming up, so stay tuned for that. And if you have a nice car and you don't mind us reviewing it, please DM us on Instagram. I will leave a link down below in the description, and I'll see you guys next video. Okay guys, so Kuya here. Hi. He said he's gonna give us a little push with the car, so. Small one. Okay guys, so this is probably the final pull.